Hi, I'm Leela from thefoodbeat.com. Today we're gonna make roasted beef tacos. They're juicy, tender tacos, super easy to make and always a crowd pleaser. So the first thing we're gonna do is char tomatoes. I've got it almost to high heat and I basically wanna blacken the tomatoes. I've got 5 Roma tomatoes. They're also called plum tomatoes. Now because we're using no oil in this process, you're gonna get a smoky kind of like grilled effect. Whereas if I were to put oil in it, it would start to soften, saute, caramelize. This is like a really great technique if you wanna add any kind of like smoky taste to your food. Notice how it's gotten a little color on the side. Now I'm just gonna rotate them so I kind of get like an even. The reason why I haven't removed this little stem butt part is because I don't want any moisture, because moisture is gonna mess with the roasting. These have just softened and they're basically evenly charred, so I'm gonna get ready to dice them up. Now I'm gonna set these aside and lightly salt them. So the next step is I'm going to caramelize an onion, 4 cloves of garlic, and I'm gonna throw in some minced fresh oregano. So I cut my onion like into thin little slices like this, and I minced up some garlic. Now I'm just gonna remove the stems and mince oregano. Alright, so I need about a tablespoon. I've cut like more than a tablespoon, but I'm definitely going to use it because it tastes so good. So the next step is I'm heating my Dutch oven or any kind of heavy pan to a little over medium heat, and I'm going to caramelize some onion, the garlic, and oregano in a little bit of olive oil. I'm going to put the onion in first and give it a little time because the garlic doesn't take as long. So these are starting to get some good color, and I'm going to add the garlic and oregano. It's 4 minced garlic cloves, 1 white onion, and about a tablespoon of fresh minced oregano. These look great. Look at the color. Nice and caramely and flavorful. So I'm going to set these aside on my tomato plate. Alright, I've already taken out my meat, and the next step is to season and sear it. The thing I love about this recipe is you use a tough piece. This is about a 3-pound chuck roast. It's a tough, kind of inexpensive type of meat, and we're gonna slow cook it, and it's gonna get so tender and juicy. And so now we're gonna season it. I've patted it dry, and I'm gonna salt it liberally. So I have my pepper, garlic powder. I'm going crazy with the seasoning because I'm just kind of making like almost like a crust. Cumin, ground cumin, looking good. Now we're gonna take this over to our Dutch oven or our heavy pan, and I'm gonna sear it and pop it in the oven. So I've got it's the original pan with all the garlic and everything, and almost high heat. I'm gonna add a little more oil, and I'm gonna sear the meat to give it color. So it looks like it's got great color on this side. I'm gonna turn it around, and I'm gonna sear it on all sides. The reason I sear it is because it brings the sugars to the exterior, and they caramelize, and it gives it a great flavor. We could have just put the meat right in the oven, and we could have just put the raw onion and the raw tomato right in the oven. But I think just taking a little extra time to do this just adds so much more flavor. Set this aside, and I'm gonna just deglaze the pan. And then I'll put all my ingredients in here and cook it in the oven. I'm gonna lower the temperature, add a little butter and some beef broth. And that's going to just deglaze the pan and get all these delicious like garlic pieces and seasonings into kind of like a sauce. I'm adding a half cup of beef broth and just like a pat of butter. All right, so now I'm gonna add my meat and my vegetables. Look how yummy. Okay. I'm adding a 1/4 cup of tomato juice and diced green chilies. It's 4 ounces. And I'm gonna add a bay leaf, maybe even 2. All right, I'm gonna put a lid on it and put it in the oven for a minimum of 4 hours. Okay, I just finished making these beautiful roasted beef tacos. Look how juicy and drippy. And I'm gonna put some of this guajillo salsa on top. I have sour cream. I love sour cream. If you don't like it, don't worry about it. No, you didn't. So good. So much flavor, and the smokiness from the salsa is a perfect complement. I just took out the roasted beef from the All right, let me try one more time.